everyone, this session is about finite automata with output. First, we will see the classification of finite automata. Finite automata is divided into two categories, that is with output and without output. Till now we have discussed about DFAs and NFAs. These two comes under the category of finite automata without output. NFA is again classified into with epsilon and without epsilon. NFA with epsilons can be converted into NFA without epsilon. We will never see epsilons in DFA. There are two machines which comes under finite automata with outputs. Those are Moore machine and Mealy machine. These machines will produce the outputs. First we will discuss about Moore machine. An automaton in which the output depends only on state is called as Moore machine. Moore machine is represented as six-tuple notation, that is Q, that is set of states, sigma is input alphabet, delta is a transition function which maps from Q cross sigma to Q, and capital delta which represents the set of finite output symbols, and Q0 is the starting state and there is no final state in it. The sixth tuple is lambda. Delta is set of finite output symbols. Lambda is a mapping function. Since the Moore machine depends only on the state, so that it maps from Q to capital delta, that is set of output symbols. We will see with an example. Design a Moore machine which generates output for the given binary number. That means the input is an integer in the binary format, so the input alphabet is 0, 1. Depending on the state in which it halts is correspond to residue modulo 3. Residue mod 3 means it is the remainder when it is divided with 3. So the possible remainders when it is divided with 3 are either 0 or 1 or 2. So each state should represent a remainder. So there are 3 remainders, so that we require 3 states for it. Let us take Q0, and when the machine is halt at Q0, the remainder is 0. And if the machine halt at Q1, remainder is 1. If machine halt at Q2, remainder is 2. So each state is representing a remainder and Q0 is the starting state. And now we will fill the transitions. If the input is 0, binary representation is 0. When the number is divided with 3, remainder is 0. So it should stand in a state Q0. If the number is 1, the binary representation is 1 and 1 is divided with 3, so remainder is 1 here, so it should stand in a state Q1. If the input is 1, 0, it is equivalent to a decimal number 2, so that when it is divided with 3, remainder is 2, so it should stand in a state Q2. If the number is 3, equivalent binary number is 1, 1. So when it is divided with 3, remainder is 0, so that it should stand in a state Q0. If the number is 4 and binary number representation is 1, 0, 0, and when it is divided with 3, remainder is 1, so that it should stand in a state Q1. If the input is 1, 0, 0, it is the equivalent binary number for 5. So when it is divided with 3, remainder is 2, so that it should stand in a state Q2. And 1, 0, 0 is a binary equivalent representation for 6. When it is divided with 3, remainder is 0, so it should stand in a state Q0. With this knowledge, we will write the transitions. So on reading 0, it should stand in Q0. So that on 0, it should stand in Q0 means we need to write a loop here. If the input is 1, so it should stand in the state Q1. So Q0 on 1, it should move to the state Q1 since the output is 1. If the input is 1, 0, it should stand in Q2. So with 1 already it has reached Q1. So with 0 it can reach to Q2. If the input is 1, 1, it should reach Q0. So with 1 already it has reached Q1. So with 1 it is reaching Q0. If the input is 1, 0, 0, it should reach Q1. So with 1 0 already it has reached Q2. So with one more 0 it has to reach Q1. So the transition is this one. If the input is 101, it should reach the state Q2. With 10 it is already in Q2 state, and Q2 on 1 it should reach Q2. So that means Q2 on 1 it has to reach Q2. If the input is 110, it should reach Q0. With 1 already it has reached Q0. On 0 it is in the same state Q0. So no need to specify it again. We can represent the same thing in tabular format also. The current state is suppose Q0, and Q0 is the starting state. Q0 on 0, it has to reach Q0, so that next state is Q0, and when it is standing in Q0, definitely output is 0. Similarly, when it is standing in Q1, output is 1, and when it is standing in Q2, output is 2. So Q0 on 1, it is moving to the state Q1. Q1 on 0, it is moving to the state Q2. Q1 on 1, it is moving to the state Q0. Q2 on 0, it is moving to the state Q1. Q2 on 1, it is moving to the self state, that is Q2. Let us trace with an example. For 12, the binary equivalent number is 1100. Q0 on 1, it is moving to the state Q1, and Q1 on 1, it is moving to the state Q0, and Q0 on 0, it is moving to the state Q0. Q0 on 0, it is moving to the state Q0. The machine halted Q0, so the output is 0. So when 12 is divided with 3, remainder is 0. So it is matched. And we will see one more observation here. On standing Q0, output is 0. On standing Q1, output is 1. On standing Q0, output is 0. On standing Q0, output is 0. On standing Q0, output is 0. The input string length is 4 and the output string length is 5. That means in Moore machine, if the input string length is n, output string length will be n plus 1. Please do subscribe and thanks for watching.